What's up? I'm David Tian, and in this video I answer the question, how to get over a relationship with a narcissist. Welcome to Man Up.
Masculinity for the intelligent man. I'm David Tian, Ph.D, and this is
Man Up! Hey, welcome to Man Up. I'm David Tian. For over the past 12 years, I've been helping hundreds of thousands of people in over 87 countries attain success, happiness, and fulfillment in life and love. And here I am back in my hometown, a suburb of Toronto, Mississauga, Ontario. Beautiful view of a suburb. So you can see how low-rise all of this is. It's interesting to take this view. Anyway, so let's get into it. A question here from Ahmad from the Man Up Facebook group. Join the Man Up Facebook group. Lots of goodies in there. He asked, can you make a podcast on recovering from a female narcissist and how to spot cluster B personality disorders? I believe it's more devastating to men than regular breakups. I experienced it myself, and it's nothing close to any breakup I have had before. Would love to watch you talk about it. Cheers. This was about a month ago, and he has since been messaging me in private message to remind me to do this. So I meant to do it, and there's a ton to say. And before I get to him specifically, I want to point out, the quick answer is that the only reason it's harder for you to get over the breakup with your narcissistic partner is because the whole reason you're in that relationship is that you are a fixer. Fixers and narcissists and fixers and cluster B personality disordered people, which include sociopaths, narcissistic personality disorder, antisocial, histrionic disorder. They're all sort of a cluster of basically narcissistic disorders. It's because you're a fixer yourself. And if you don't address your fixerness, your neediness, your neuroticisms, then you're not going to be able to heal. And there's a difference between blame and responsibility. And a lot of guys, they just blame. They blame the narcissist. It's her fault or his fault, and I'm blameless. And they're just trying to get over it, get over being screwed over, basically. And instead of learning from it and making it make you stronger. So I refer to the DT Ph.D. podcast. We've just done one on being anti-fragile. We've done a lot on that theme, a lot of episodes on that theme of taking the failures in your life and learning from them, because all of the greatest breakthroughs in your life will always be preceded by some kind of ditch in your life, some great confusion, some great breakup, some great tragedy. And if you don't get out of it by learning from it, then you'll always just stay there. And a big part of guys thinking, oh, it's just a breakup is simply, how do I just forget her? Instead of, how do I learn from this? That's the easy answer. The easiest way to get over a breakup is to learn from it. Okay, to learn from it, learn lessons from it, and move on. And start applying these lessons. Because then your brain will be like, okay, how can I apply these new lessons? And we'll be looking for opportunities to apply. Here's why I know Ahmad has not been learning from his breakup with this narcissist, which, it's pretty strong of a statement to say that somebody's a cluster B disorder. That's a pretty small minority of the population, normally in the general population, somewhere around 1 to 5%. In some other parts of the population, like Wall Street, or in some nightclubs, maybe 10 or 20%. But just in general population, it's like 1 or 5%. I know why, because it's a lot easier to demonize the other person than it is to look at yourself and why you got into that relationship and your fixer tendencies, right? Your white knight tendencies if you're a male. And here's some examples of why I know this has not been the case for Ahmad. So that's the short answer. Now I'm going to get into a more detailed answer. Ahmad, about a week before he posted that question, wrote, hey guys, I have a second post about my ex. Got this message from my ex after speaking for 2 hours on the phone 2 weeks ago. Okay, and then he posts this, I guess 2 weeks after this phone call, with screenshots of the text messaging. You're not over you're not even trying. You're not actually doing any of the breakup recovery. So there's a whole masterclass I've done on how to recover from a breakup. It's available for free inside the Man Up Facebook group, or you can go to, actually there's going to be a link to it right after this video, and you just click to that link, or you can find it from any of my homepages, all right? So there's a free masterclass on how to recover from a breakup. There's also one on how to get your ex back. I don't recommend if she's a cluster B person, you obviously don't want to get back with her. But he's trying, so he's already, no wonder you're having such a hard time. You're so you haven't addressed your responsibility in this. So I forgot to blame and responsibility. You can blame whomever. It might be her fault. You might have been abused or whatever, right? So yeah, a lot of the blame goes there for how things worked out. But the responsibility for your life going forward has nothing to do with blame. So wherever the blame lies, it's still your responsibility to get up off the floor and move forward. Like, it's not somebody else's job to pick you up. and for you to get stronger and learn. But here's the reason, one of the reasons why a lot of guys have trouble getting over relationships, getting over breakups, because they haven't learned from it. So a week before he posted the question about, hey, I'm having such a hard time getting over this narcissist, he was trying to reach out to her and rekindle shit and gave a shit about that. If you've identified her as a narcissist in cluster B, you are done. But you're a fixer. You're a fixer. That's a real thing. And because of your fixer mentality, you'll just keep going back. And it doesn't matter if you do manage to forget her through some brainwashing. You're going to get back into a relationship with another cluster B disorder because you haven't fixed the actual problem. So if you don't know what all of this is talking about, narcissist, cluster B, I've created a whole other video series. You can start with the video called Why Game Has Fucked Us Up. You can find it through a search, Why Game, like David Tian, Why Game Us Up. Okay, so there it'll be. And at the beginning of that video, I canvass in detail what the clinical psychology research says narcissistic personality disorder is. And there's a whole checklist. An even greater checklist, it's really fun and easy to do, is Hare's checklist, H-A-R-E. Look up Hare checklist for psychopathy, and it'll be, I think it's 21 items that the more items you check off, the higher likelihood that person is a psychopath. All right, so then you learn to spot it. Here's an easy example. Psychopaths and narcissists lie a lot. Right, so if you are having trouble spotting and telling whether somebody is lying, you got bigger problems than a breakup. Okay, so on like spotting people who are liars, this is just like a life skill, right? Hopefully you know you're getting pretty good at this. Otherwise, hey, there's an email from Nigeria you should probably answer. There's $1 million waiting for you. Hopefully you can. So if you're not yet used to, if you're very naive, you're getting duped a lot. A great resource is books by Robert Ringer, R-I-N-G-E-R, Robert Ringer, and there are many books as well on just like catching you up to speed on the Machiavellian ways of the world. So Ahmad, a week before, was asking, how do I get this ex back? Like, hey, is there any, my ex is trying to friend zone me, which is something I cannot accept. Like, a week before he posted that, how do I get over her? It's so difficult. He's showing evidence that he is not getting over her at all. He's trying to get her back. So he hasn't learned from it. But he's calling her a narcissist, which is scary. So that means that you've termed her a narcissist, but you're still trying to get her back? What the fuck, fixer? And then a week before that, hey guys, I've been no contact for 75 days, which sounds like a long time, but that's like 2 months, just over 2 months. After a 3 years on and off relationship, I reached out to my ex by text first, and she was very responsive and happy. What the fuck? What are you doing? You're not even following my free course on how to get your ex back, because there's no way that you're supposed to be reaching out to her after just a measly 75 days. So Ahmad is doing nothing that I'm teaching, and yet says, oh, I've watched all these videos. David, please do a special video. No, you don't deserve it. You haven't gone through the free course yet. So get through and in addition to the Why Game is Fucking Us Up video series, right after that video, Why Game Has Fucked Us Up, go watch the Modern Mating Explained video. That explains to you what narcissists are and why you would be attracted to a narcissist. Because if you don't address that, you're still going to get attracted to narcissists, and that's why you're having such a hard time, because you're still stuck in your own neurosis, right? That fixer part of you that's drawn to the narcissist. And if you don't understand that, you're just going to repeat that pattern. And for me to explain that pattern, that just shows that you haven't watched those videos. Watch the Modern Mating Explained 4-part video series. After you've done that, watch the continuing video series called Practical Psychology for Extraordinary Living. Long name, but so these are the 3 video series you should watch if you're interested in this. How to get over a narcissist. A big part is just understanding the psychology of you and why you would be attracted to that. You need to take responsibility for your damn life, not freaking trying to get her back if you've already deemed her to be basically evil, right? So the first one is Why Game Has Fucked Us Up. Learn that. And then move to the Modern Mating Explained 4-hour video series, and then move to the Practical Psychology 4-hour video series. It's all on my YouTube channels, and you can find it on our website and so on. So that's the longer answer. I've created 9 videos, about 9 hours, to give a detailed answer to this. And also the Breakup Recovery Masterclass. Actually implement it. Like, please, like, actually use it. And then the How to Get Over an Ex, watch that, just so you know, like, if you get weak and you want to get your ex back, at least get that right. Right, so there's a reason why I've been backing away from the Man Up, because the Man Up episodes are driven by user questions. And sometimes the user questions aren't the type of questions that I want to move towards. So I got a whole other podcast we've been doing about a year. It's called the DT Ph.D. Podcast. If you watch the DT Ph.D. Podcast, you get a lot out of it. I recommend that you move to that as well. So get into that material. Don't just get stuck in the Q&A style of Man Up. come check out the DT-PhD podcast. All right, got to get moving now. So thanks so much for watching, and watch those free videos, get the free video series, and I'll leave you with a view of my hometown. Man up!